Hey there, good morning. I am at 7055 Plymouth Avenue in U City, University City, for those not familiar, but we just St. Louisans, it's as U City. Um, Sorry for my hair in a ponytail today. In front of the house. There is a attached garage, but there's no way into the house from the garage, so you'd be able to park in there, of course. I haven't seen any door that I can get in there, so. But here's the lawn neighborhood. Looks like the house across the street looks a little abandoned. So you're going to get that in some parts of U City. Some streets that are going to look really nice and some that don't look as nice. This one isn't bad. A lot of older brick homes, of course. Cute little bungalow looks, but again, that one looks like maybe nobody's living there. Everything else looks to be decent. Looks like there's a little section of the driveway that was replaced, but the rest of it, so it's just a one-lane driveway. The inside is uber modern. It seems like it's the trend up here. I've seen a couple of others up here where it's almost the same motif. I almost wonder if it's the same owners that did it. So there's a couple, like a window well here, so you can have like a egress window in that lower level. I will tell you, this is an older home, so it's updated. Driveway, or the front porch looks like it's a little sloped away from the house. Looks like there used to be a railing, like a hand railing here. Looks like they cut it all the way off. A little sloped. You can kind of tell it's sloped away from the house. I don't know that it's necessarily a problem. I just wanted to point it out. So uber modern inside. So try not to look at all the staging stuff they have here. But modern doors. I mean, they've got just modern furniture to kind of go with the motif here. You got a little bit of a living room space here in the front. A couple bar stools over there, so you could eat in breakfast area. This little front area isn't enormous. There is, of course, a living space downstairs, makes it a little better. This front bedroom door has a pocket door, which is kind of cool. It's painted to match the rest of the doors, so just kind of a charcoal gray. Got some modern shelving there, some block windows. Window wells are the windows, like, areas very, very deep. So just kind of get a more of a modern feel with how deep this is. Looks like new windows. Bedroom 1. It's got a luxury vinyl plank, brand new. Modern light fixtures. Again, this room is not huge, but could serve as a nice office. Here's bedroom number 2. Real similar, a little bit bigger. Decent closet space. Again, these kind of modern doors. Not a huge closet, but this is just I will tell you too, as I'm walking through, I kind of feel that the floors are a little bit, somewhat sloped. Like when I'm walking up here, I'm on a high space right here, and as I'm walking into the bathroom, it kind of goes downhill a little bit. In an old home, that's pretty common, just the floors being uneven, just because it's modern flooring and walls and tile on top of just an older home. But I wanted to point that out. And then just tiled shower in here. Got a window, again, nice big window well. It's tiled here though, which is nice. Keep it from getting wet, because you're going to get this, all that would get wet during a shower if you use this. Got a nice little carve out there. Again, new vanity, new toilet, everything. Got that black and golden. Like cool little light fixtures here. Now this is the largest of the bedrooms. But, you know, this house, being the age that it is not set up to have like a primary suite where the bathroom is inside the bedroom. So, I mean, it's this huge bedroom, so you've got, you know, space here. Would be enough space for a king size bed, but, you know, you definitely might, you know, go a little bit in front of the windows if you had a bigger bed, but that's just kind of the setup here. This is the biggest closet, biggest bedroom, decent size. Again, kind of similar light fixtures in here as well. Again, you kind of have a high spot right here. And then as you're walking down to the hallway, it kind of goes downhill a little bit. So I just wanted to point that out. This is like almost the exact same kitchen of another one up here that I saw about 6 months ago. So again, it may be the same person, could be somebody different. So you have a little peninsula here, quartz countertops. Those are some big cabinets, 42-inch cabinets, I'm sure. This is a cool, modern-ish backsplash. Big sink. A lot of cabinet space. Smooth top range. Built-in microwave, dishwasher. Dishwasher is Samsung. I think probably everything is Samsung. There's like a little built-in over here where you'd put a fridge, but they don't have you'd have to bring your own fridge. A lot of cabinet space here. Pantry area. All brand new cabinets. Smell how brand new they are. All the flooring is the same, just the luxury vinyl plank. We'll go downstairs in a minute. That's to the basement. They have this over here set up as a dining area. There's a fireplace on the other side. I don't know that it's functional. I'd have to look at the disclosure. Right now they just kind of have it set up as more decorative. Kind of this decorative wall here. This is the door out, and so on the other side to the left would be the garage. So my guess is if you wanted to park in the garage, park here and come in this door and walk through here to come to the kitchen. You get some similar shelving here from that front room. Let's go to the yard. So out here, all this concrete looks pretty new. Here's the backyard. So again, you can kind of see some window wells with some kind of bigger windows there, and there's another one on the other side. Looks like the whole yard's fenced in. That back fence looks new. Looks like they've tried to grow some grass, but kind of weedy back here. Walk around. All this concrete looks new. So, and gate there. No, windows into the garage. I don't know that I can see in there very well. Okay, yeah, I can see in there. Looks like it's pretty empty, pretty clean. I'd have to get the code to the garage though, since there is no door that goes in there, except for of course, the large garage door, but no other door that I'm seeing. So all brick. Again, from what I can tell, from what I can see, I don't see any stair step cracking or any kind of like obvious issues with the mortar. Looks like they've just painted the foundation. Kind of a charcoal gray. The only gate I see to the backyard is on this other side. This side is no gate. Again, this whole backyard looks like you'd have to pull all these weeds up. Looks like there's maybe did some tarring up around that on the brick there. Maybe used to have an awning of some sort, maybe possibly there. Looks like they painted this all, again, a black charcoal gray. This all looks like newer. There's a step down here, so this probably, I mean, you could use this little room for something different if you didn't want it as a dining room table, but they've got this little chandelier here set up. And it's right off the kitchen, so you might as well. Again, there's kind of like a slope down here into the kitchen. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily be concerned about it just because it's an older home. But this is kind of a tight squeeze here. You've got a door here that kind of, a lot of space back around in there. And then you've got this little door to probably put pans and whatnot. But it's almost like you have to have this door open to get this door open fully. This is kind of a different way that they've done that. But again, tons of space there. The downstairs, you've got carpet on the floor. Kind of a narrow and steep stairwell, but kind of some cool handrails here. And it just curves around. Come to the bottom, and immediately I did just like a walkthrough of this before I started videoing, and there's some sort of cricket back here, so I don't know if you'll hear it. Yeah, there's like crickets back here, so we'd want to de-cricket it. So it looks like most everything looks newer. I don't know the age of the furnace off the top of my head from reading everything, but looks newer. The water heater looks newer. Electric looks, some of the electric looks newer, at least the junction boxes do. There's newer plumbing lines, so PEX plumbing back here. Looks like they've painted the floor. This waste stack, it's definitely been replaced at some point. I don't know that it's brand new. It looks like it says 2020 on the PVC, so within the last 5 years this has been done. There's a sump pump, and I can definitely hear that cricket in there. So whether it's up in the behind a wall or something. And then right over here is where your laundry would be. So they've got 220 for a dryer, and your waters, hot and colds, your drain. Okay, so you drain everything in here. Your washer dryer would drain into this plumbing. I don't know if that cricket's down in the sump pump or it is outside the house right next to it, but pardon me. No, but there's there's at least one cricket down there. Looks like there's been at least one epoxy injection repair in the wall. And you can tell some of the floor has been dug up in the past to redo the plumbing. Yeah, I would have to do a de-cricketing of that. This is kind of cool. I got like a little bar set up here with some of the same cabinetry from the kitchen. Soft close, cool. Little mini fridge. Same quartz is upstairs. Cabinets are nice. And then, this would be very, very short. So, Brad, you're super tall, so you would definitely have to duck through this. Like this ceiling, you'd have to duck on that. Because I am only maybe 6 inches from the ceiling there. So I wanted to make you aware of that. Same closet doors. Looks like you have your water shut off there. Real narrow space to store things in this closet. They've got this little area set up as a living space. I was trying to look at this before. They've got this couch in front of this door. I couldn't really tell what's back there. Almost looks like maybe that's where the gas meter maybe. Like just like another little storage area. Kind of a weird spot. And then you got an additional bedroom down here, which is nice. You got a window well there, so you get egress window. And then, you know, decent sized closet. And then this bathroom's enormous. Again, you know, that same plank on the floor, modern vanity, toilet, huge closet in here as well, so if you wanted to put your clothing, and then shower, again, kind of a modern look here. Just again, kind of the, I guess you'd call it a downside side of this is all just, again, the ceilings are pretty short. I mean, for me, it's perfect because I'm short. But if this would bother you, then make sure you're aware that, yeah, the ceilings down here are just, like I'm 5'3", and I can touch the ceiling where this vent is. Good amount of air, like the AC, it definitely works. Again, right here, I can totally touch it because all I have to do is I don't even have my arm all the way extended and I can touch that part of the ceiling. And again, I'd get in the garage, but I can't get in there at the moment. Okay. This is kind of cool. I like that big window there. Ceilings up here are pretty tall. So up here would be no problem for you as far as height-wise. It's just the basement that would be a narrow. Do another quick little run through. Yeah, the AC definitely works up here. Okay, that one's about it. I'm gonna head on over to Mayflower next.